So this is the leaderboard for what I'm assuming is the fixed LMP around Daytona. And everything looks normal, right? All the times are pretty close at the top. But if you zoom in and look at the sector times, you might notice something a little bit fishy here. I don't think this takes a rocket scientist to notice something's a little bit fishy. Have you guys seen it yet? Sector 1, P1 gets quite a magical Sector 1, but not out of the realms of possibility, right? Sector 2, yes. And then Sector 3, huh. So, you know, I'd understand if this was like sort of middle of the range leaderboard, you know, there's quite big jumps, but that is an exceptional jump considering that everyone else is doing 0.9s or 0.0s, and then suddenly there is a 0.2. And then this last sector is obviously a joke. So clearly that is like the first sign that there is something nefarious going on here. Now I have a clip from, so keep note of his name, by the way. Keep note of his name. His name is Molin. Now we have a clip from a guy called El Taco Man. He is a streamer, should check him out. But he was looking back at the replay in his race, and you'll notice that he's on board with him now, Mr. Molin. And look at what his car does, right? So not only is there questions about the speed in which this man is driving, watch this.
It wouldn't have rehooked the way it did at 60-something miles an hour to immediately pick back up speed as if he didn't have damage.
So let's just break that down because there's not much context here. But this guy is involved in an incident, hits the wall, spins round, gets 0 damage, and just drives off again. So it's quite a lot happening quite fast. But we're on board with him now.
It wouldn't have rehooked.
He gets spun out or has a crash or whatever. Look at 126 miles an hour into the wall.
The way it did.
Does a full 360
at 60-something miles an hour
and just drives off again as if nothing happened. As if nothing happened. And then I also have a video from Jeffrey, which here shows the start of the race he was in. And look at what happens here as well. Now, maybe that's just netcode, right? Maybe that's just netcode. Looks very strange. But now, this is the thing that is... Right, I'm going to show you now what, in my opinion, guarantees this is a cheater. Look at the inputs here. Look at these inputs. I don't know why he sped it up here. But I don't know if you saw the braking inputs there. I don't know why Jeffrey sped up the video, but still. Looks very sus. So, like I say, thankfully for us, I have managed to obtain the replay file of that race. So I can now load it up and see exactly if this guy's a cheater or not. At least in my opinion. And then you guys can come to your conclusion as well. Because sadly, there's no actual way to be like certain someone's a cheater. You know, maybe it was the setup. But you know, I think this is a bit too obvious. I think this is an obvious one. But let's have a look anyway. And then you guys can then get this knowledge and know for when, in case you bump into a cheater. Right, so let's jump on board with him. Who is it? This guy here. Boom. How do you cheat in LMU? I don't know because there is an anti-cheat, but clearly this guy is. So, let's just watch. So this is the start that we just saw. Very weird that, but okay. I think these inputs are just, it's just obvious. So anyone who's completely wondering what do you mean by the inputs, he is driving an LMP2, and in LMP2, you do not have ABS, anti-lock brakes. So you have to modulate your brakes. If you go really hard on the brakes into slow corners, you will just lock up. You know, you just lock up. You can't do that. Now, some will say maybe he has assists on, This is a silver ranked race, so I don't think you're allowed to have those assists on. Might be wrong, but I don't think you're allowed to have those assists on. Or there's like a higher and a low setting, and I think maybe you can have the low setting on. I'm not sure exactly, but you still have to modulate the brakes in some way. And secondly, he's doing times that are unbelievable. Like, he is literally top of the leaderboard. So, and I'm pretty sure if you have the assists on, the game gives you bop to counteract that. So if you have any in-game assists on, the game makes your car heavier. By the way, let's, enough yapping. It's like the brake is a button. I mean, I personally don't need to see any more. This is easily enough. And also, what makes it even... Right, so this is not just like he's got some sort of brake hack. This is a full-on grip hack. Because he can brake more. You know what I mean? He's letting off the brakes so it doesn't look as obvious. Look, he's like dabbing it. He's like, oh, a bit quicker. Dab, dab, dab. If he actually maximized this, think of the pace he'd be doing. The throttle's dancing around because the TC's kicking in. But it seems like the same thing's happening there. He's warming up the tires. But like I said, the driving doesn't look that bad. From an outside perspective, this driving doesn't... If you just ignore... Like, if I take away this... It doesn't look horrific, right? Like, if this guy was in a lobby and he was just quicker than you, you'd probably just be like, oh, that guy's quick. Apart from that missed Apex, but yeah, that guy's pretty quick, right? Yeah, this guy's pretty quick. Wow. But obviously, it's as soon as you add that, it just becomes obvious. Oh, do you see that? Wait, he can do it. Look at this. Look, he slowly rolls onto it. It happens. Look. It's not instantaneous. Wait. Oh, look at that. There's some modulation, albeit for 100th of a second. Okay, that is some weird driving. Let's have a look at that incident as well. So, it looked like he got damage. Well, he didn't get damage when he should have, but we didn't see the rest of the clip. So, he's fighting someone. I think this is it. Thankfully, we have the incident. So, let's see if he does actually get damage afterwards. Because this will prove that he's got, like, damage turned off in his game. So he gets alongside here. Interesting incident. But that is like 130 miles an hour into the wall. And his car looks absolutely pristine. I don't think there's any damage. Let's see what he does over the start-finish line on a lap before. Like 188 or something. And then after the crash... He's actually going even quicker now. Well, there you have it, guys. If you want to go quicker in a straight line, just crash into a wall. Yeah. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, this is an obvious one. I think this is just a really obvious one. People can be very sneaky with it, but just looking at the onboard, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer, in my opinion. The leaderboard time, the inputs, the lines, the no damage, there's too much to add up, right? There's way too much to add up. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because technically, as much as this seems obvious to us, I guarantee there will be someone, because it always happens, and you will see it in the comments if on anything that gets even a slight bit of, notoriety on the internet. Maybe he just had a different setup. Maybe it was lag. Maybe he found something in the braking. It's the gaming chair. I guarantee you, there will be someone out there that will say that. So it's just the netcode. That's all it was. He actually didn't crash. It was netcode. All his bad lines, netcode. Breaking input, netcode. Right. I think that's obvious anyway.